Hello students, myself Rakesh Misra. This is very important video for class 10th and 12 both, and this is very important part of genetics. In this video lecture I will describe you Mendel's laws of inheritance. So first of all you need to know the Mendel's experiment was performed around the church, in the surrounding of church and over the plants. That plant was actually Pisum sativum. In previous video lecture I have described you the Mendel's experiment. That experiment was also known as monohybrid cross. And in this video lecture I will describe you the Mendel's conclusion on the first experiment, the monohybrid cross. Actually Mendel's performed the two experiments and established the three laws. The first two laws was based on the first experiment and the last laws was based on the second experiment. Mendel's established the Mendel's has the three laws related to Mendel's law. That is Mendel's first law, laws of dominance. The second law, laws of purity of gametes, and third law, laws of free recombination or laws of the independent assortment. That is very important laws for Mendel. The laws of independent assortment later described by me when I will introduce you the dihybrid cross. But keep in mind, according to first experiment, Mendel's established the two laws, the laws of dominance and laws of purity of gametes. In this video lecture, I will describe both laws. So first of all, you need to know what is the laws of dominance. Actually, Mendel's conclusion and laws of dominance, later the Mendel's conclusion means Mendel's concluded that there is a factor that is responsible to carry information from one parent to the generation. And Mendel's do not term the particular factors, and later it was termed by Johnson as a genes. But keep in mind, Mendel's have idea there has a factor in our body, but do not discover, do not aware in their experiment that is where is that factor found. Later it was found as a part of DNA. So Mendel's experiment was concluded by the Carl Correns. Carl Correns was the scientist who concluded the Mendel's experiment, means who explained the Mendel's experiment and found the two laws on the first experiment. The first law of Mendel was the first law of Mendel, or first law of inheritance. It may be asked as the first law of inheritance. The first law of inheritance is known as laws of dominance. So first I will describe you what is the first law, and listen carefully. The second law of Mendel, the second law of inheritance was the law of purity of gametes. Or it is also known as the law of segregation. So you may not confuse regarding the two concepts. Law of purity of gametes and law of segregation are related terms but having the different meaning. Later I will describe you. Now back to the law of dominance. Mendel, that is the laws of dominance. You need to write the laws of dominance. This law, about the laws of dominance, here I am going to explain the laws of dominance. This law of Mendel was based on monohybrid results in F1 and F2 respectively. As you all know, in F1 generation 100% phenotypic character was tau, and in F2 generation 75% phenotypic character was tau. It means in each case, whether the result was in F1 or whether the result was in F2, in each case the percentage of tall was greater than the percentage of dwarf. In F1 there was no any kinds of dwarf appeared, but in F2 the appearance of dwarf was only 25%. 75% plants was tall. Listen carefully. Mendel obtained 1064 seeds out of 1064 seeds. The 787 seeds grew to form the taller plants and 277 seeds was grew to form the dwarf plants. It means the ratio between the 1064 seeds was 3:1. That was approximate ratio, but that ratio are acceptable. And Mendel found that in each living organisms, not only in the plants, in each living organisms, there is a dominant factors, and that dominant factors express each time in each generation dominantly. There is no role of other genes along with the dominant factors, and that dominant factors according to the height was named as the tall, and in each case the dominant factor was represented as the capital letter. That is the laws of Mendel's. So how can you define the Mendel's laws of dominance? It should be write in different color because very important. Let us talk about the laws of Mendel's. Every living organisms, there is a dominant factor. There is a dominant factor. Keep in mind, Mendel don't have idea about genes. Mendel termed genes as the dominant factor. So you are well familiar with the word T. That doesn't mean the genes. That doesn't mean the factors according to Mendel. And later it was represented as genes. So every living organism there is a dominant factor that express in high percentage and show no any effects with other genes, with other factors, with other factors in bracket genes, and show no any effects with other factors. Such factor represented as capital letter, capital alphabet. You need to write that for tall characters the dominant factors represented as capital T, and for the dwarf characters the recessive factors are represented as the small t. It means there is no role of dwarf factors along with the tall factors in each cases. As you all know, the F1 has no any dwarf characters, while in F2 has a dwarf characters but having very low percent to compare than the tall. That phenotypic characters and their result is known as Mendel's first law. Along with this description, you need to write the overall meaning of recessive character also. You should write it. The Mendel's found the dwarf character has no role along with the tall characters, which represented later as the small letter. For example, for dwarf character, dwarf character for height, the representation of factors will be small letter, small t. That will be the representation of Mendel's first law or law of dominance. So law of dominance is totally clear. It was based on F1 100% F1 result and 75% of F2 result. Now back to the second law. the second law of inheritance or laws of purity of gametes or laws of segregation. That is very important. First law is very easy. Dominant means the stable characters. Every living organism has an stable characters, stable genes that express dominantly in each case, in each generation, and that need to know that stable character has no any effects with the other kinds of recessive factors, with the other kinds of recessive genes. क्लियर है इतना? अगर कोई प्रॉब्लम होगा तो आप समराइज कर लीजिए, वीडियो को फिर से दोबारा देखिए और एक एक पॉइंट्स को आप मेरे नोट करते जाइए, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। मेंडल्स का फर्स्ट लॉ आसान है लर्न करना, सेकंड लॉ को थोड़ा सा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड, उसको मैं समझाता हूँ क्योंकि उसमें दो मीनिंग है, सेकंड लॉज ऑफ इनहेरिटेंस और लॉज ऑफ प्योरिटी। लॉज ऑफ प्योरिटी भी और लॉज ऑफ सेग्रीगेशन दोनों का अलग अलग मीनिंग है। पहले इसको इरेज कर दे, फिर आपको समझा रहे हैं मेंडल्स का सेकंड लॉ। Law of purity of gametes or law of segregation. Let I make the importance. This part of video is very important, and this law of Mendel is very important. This is the second law of Mendel. Here you have the two terminology, the purity and segregation. Purity, as you all know, everything is pure. The terminology and the property is known as the purity. Segregation means separation. Separation. Let I correlate the two words with the Mendel's second law. Listen carefully. Actually, this law of Mendel was based on this law of Mendel was based on 3:1 of F2 result. 3:1 of F2 result. 3:1 means in which 25% plants character was dwarf. What does it means? Listen, in F2 generation, overall from 100% of plants, the 25% was dwarf. It means the dwarf character in F1 never blend up. When you make the cross, the capital T multiply small t, then in F1 generation, there has all plant as like this, and this plant was totally tall. It means no dwarf plants was there in F1 generation. But what happened? When there will be the self cross made in between the F1 generation in F1 plants, then in F2 result the 25% was dwarf appear. Focus on it. 25% of dwarf appear. It means the genes of dwarf never blend up with the dominant characters. It doesn't mean the genes of dwarf blend with the dominant traits T. ये जीन जो दिख रहा है ना द्वार का स्मॉल टी, वो F1 में 100% तो सब सारे प्लांट्स थे और सबके साथ एक एक कैपिटल के साथ एक एक स्मॉल टी था, लेकिन वो स्मॉल टी ब्लेंड नहीं हुआ था, वो मिक्स नहीं हुआ था, और इसी का नतीजा था कि F1 में कुछ परसेंट ड्वार्फ का आया, यानी F2 में कुछ परसेंट ड्वार्फ का आ गया। इट मींस अगर वो ब्लेंड हो गया होता, मिक्स हो गया होता कैपिटल टी के साथ, तो किसी भी जनरेशन में ड्वार्फ नहीं आता। Each genes are pure for their particular characters, whether the tall, whether the dwarf, whether the dominant or whether the recessive. Each gene, सभी के सभी जीन्स, चाहे वो रिसेसिव हो चाहे डोमिनेंट, तो अपने कैरेक्टर के लिए प्योर होते हैं, और जब भी उनको मौका मिलता है वो एक्सप्रेस जरूर होते हैं, वो ब्लेंड नहीं होते। इसका मतलब ये नहीं था, ये टाल जरूर था, बट इसका मतलब ये नहीं था कि ये जीन्स, ये स्मॉल टी वाला जीन्स कैपिटल टी के साथ ब्लेंड हो गया, इसका कोई मतलब नहीं था यहाँ पे। अगर वो ब्लेंड हो गया होता, मिक्स हो गया होता, तो किसी भी जनरेशन में F2 में भी 100% आता है, F3 में भी 100% आता है, बट वो ब्लेंड नहीं हुआ। और यही रूल्स जो है मेंडल्स के लॉ ऑफ सेग्रीगेशन। ब्लेंड मतलब होता है मिलना, और सेग्रीगेशन का मतलब सेपरेट होना। अगर वो ब्लेंड हो गया होता तो लॉ ऑफ ब्लेंडिंग हो जाता वहां पे, लेकिन यहाँ पे लॉ ऑफ सेग्रीगेशन मींस क्या हो गया? ईच जीन्स आर प्योर फॉर देयर पर्टिकुलर कैरेक्टर्स एंड रिमेन सेपरेट ईच टाइम ड्यूरिंग द गैमेट फॉर्मेशन। यहाँ पे लिख दीजिए, इतने में ही मैं सेकंड लॉ को लिख दे रहा हूं, आप लिख लीजिए ईच जीन्स फॉर their particular characters. Each genes are pure for their particular characters. You should write the exact definition, whatever the need for board. Each genes are pure for their particular character. Characters and remain separate even get चांस. जैसे ही उनको चांस मिलता है वो तुरंत सेपरेट आउट हो जाते हैं. यहाँ पे इसको चांस नहीं मिला, यहाँ पे तो डोमिनेंट था ना, इस वजह से चांस नहीं मिला. लेकिन जैसे ही यहाँ पे चांस मिला, ये स्मॉल टी अपने आप को एक्सप्रेस कर दिया. यानी कि अगर प्योर नहीं रहता तो किसी भी जनरेशन में वो अपने आप को एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर पाता. वो प्योर था तभी 25% एक्सप्रेस किया. ठीक है, दैट इज द रूल ऑफ मेंडल्स and that is the second law of Mendel's. The second law of Mendel was based on the 25% result in F2 generation on monohybrid cross. Keep in mind. So what you have learned from the second law? Each genes are pure for their particular characters. Each genes are pure for their particular character, which governs the laws of purity of gametes, and it remains separate each time during the gamete formation even when they get chance. So it remains separate. तो यहाँ पे दोनों को मैंने एक ही डिफिनेशन में मर्ज कर दिया. दोनों सेंटेंस, दोनों जो रूल्स है, दोनों जो मीनिंग है रूल्स तो एक ही है, लेकिन दोनों रूल्स को मैंने एक ही डिफिनेशन में उसको मर्ज कर दिया. और इस डिफिनेशन के अकॉर्डिंग आप अच्छे नंबर को गेन कर पाएंगे, आप अच्छे से इसको लिख पाएंगे, समझ पाएंगे. ठीक है, मीन्स आपको समझना क्या है कि जीन्स प्योरिटी का मतलब जीन्स हमेशा अपने आप के लिए प्योर होते हैं, वो किसी के साथ मिलते नहीं है. चाहे वो रिसेसिव डोमिनेंट का मिक्सचर हो या फिर डोमिनेंट का मिक्सचर हो, हमेशा रिसेसिव डोमिनेंट के साथ रहेगा. भले ही एक्सप्रेस ना हो लेकिन वो अपने लिए प्योर है. जब भी उसको चांस मिलेगा वो एक्सप्रेस हो जाएगा. ठीक है, और सेपरेट आउट का मतलब होगा कि उसको सेपरेट आउट होने के लिए चांस चाहिए होता है. यहाँ पे सेपरेशन के लिए चांस नहीं मिला, लेकिन F2 में जैसे ही सेपरेशन के लिए चांस मिला अलग हो गया. ठीक है, आई होप आपके दोनों पॉइंट्स क्लियर हैं. इसके अगर ये एग्जाम में पूछ रहा है तो आप सेकेंड लॉ तक जाएंगे. सेकेंड लॉ का मतलब आप कैपिटल टी स्मॉल टी क्रॉस कराए. F1 में कैपिटल टी स्मॉल टी 4 टाइम्स लिखेंगे, आगे 100% टाल लिखेंगे. फिर F2 में कैपिटल टी स्मॉल टी मल्टीप्लाई कैपिटल टी स्मॉल टी करेंगे. फिर उसके बाद उसका रिजल्ट लिखेंगे F2 में. तो आपके पास क्या होगा, 100% तो नहीं लेकिन 75% टाल मिलेगा और 25% डॉट मिलेगा. जो 75% टाल मिलेगा उसमें से जीनोटिपिक रेशियो कितना आएगा, 1:2:1, और फिनोटिपिक रेशियो 3:1 आएगा. तो आप F2 तक ले जाएंगे. अगर आपका सेकेंड लॉ पूछता है, फर्स्ट लॉ पूछता है तो भी F2 तक ले जाएंगे, लेकिन वहां पे फिनोटिपिकली और ओवरऑल डोमिनेंट पे ही फोकस करना है. मैं जब डोमिनेंट लॉ ऑफ डोमिनेंट पढ़ाया तो सिर्फ ये बताया कि पहले केस में 100% और दूसरे केस में 75% कौन था, डोमिनेंट रेट्स. जब सेकेंड लॉ आप आएंगे तो सिर्फ और सिर्फ आपको ड्वार्फ पे फोकस करना है कि कब ड्वार्फ पॉइंट आउट हुआ. तो इसमें मैंने कहीं भी फर्स्ट F1 रिजल्ट के बारे में जिक्र नहीं किया. दिस लॉ इज बेस्ड ऑन 3:1 फॉर F2 जनरेशन. ठीक है, that is the way to define the second law. In next video lecture I will describe you the dihybrid cross and the third law of Mendel, the laws of independent assortment. Thank you.